and welcome to this week's edition of Community Watch here on Metro TV with me, Gabriel, Ni Obodai Atopra Atunam Tobo Ashonkwa Osonu. And on today's edition, we are looking at occupation of pavement or pedestrian walkways and also streets, such that if you are a pedestrian and you visit market centers, you may not just have a place to be able to walk safely, but you are compelled to then walk on the street. We've been looking at this subject for about 2 weeks now, looking at the situation at Incruma Circle and also at Medina. On today's edition, I'll bring you up to speed on what our findings have been. And then today, as we speak, there is a task force in place, several officials from the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council in town, clearing the traders from the pavement and also from the street. We are starting at Incruma Circle, where I am now, so that you get a better appreciation of what they had to share about 2 weeks back. Then we look at the situation now.
Walking on the street is very dangerous. I think we all know that it's not good to walk on the street because the street is for car. The cars goes on the street, and we as the pedestrians are supposed to go on the edge or the pavement that is on the roadside. But then when the market is such that most of the people think they don't have a place to sell. There's no marketplace that have been defined for sellers, and so they need their daily bread also, and by so doing, they end up selling on the road. Every day when the year ends and there is no elections, you see the authorities coming to sack them. They come here, some of them, they sack them to the extent that even their phones, some people end up stealing their phones and they lose a lot. But in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months time, they come back. They come back because they don't have a place. So this is to the authorities. If they are able to find them a place where they can call market, and you can show them that go here.
That's why the tiptoe lane is there, where you have your shop. So could it be that even when another point is established, you may in the near future come back and still find others also occupying the street again?
That's good. You know, tiptoe lane is choked. There's no place in tiptoe lane. The place is choked. Even tiptoe lane where we used to, when goods come, where we use the cars passes and offload our goods, we can't even find a place because it's choked. That place is also crowded. There's no road among. So there should be a better place.
So some of that we can buy the big shops. We all do this. With a little about 500 cedis, you can start up something. With a little as 1,000 Ghana cedis, you can start up something. And it's better than you going to steal something or getting yourself into trouble. So I think this is what we do, and we call ourselves street hustlers, and that's what we do. We sell, we don't steal.
It comes at a risk to you because even now you are seated on a section of the street and there are vehicles moving back and forth. One might just veer off and then knock you down, and that ends it even for your dream and quest to earn a living.
It's not the first time. What you are saying has occurred severally, but what do we do? Since I've already said there is no place for this business. The business is growing by day because lack of employment. People are not being employed, and they don't want to end up in bad position or be in prison. So you also get yourself involved with. So you see, the business is growing. Young boys are getting themselves involved. That is why it's moving from the pavement and it's coming on the street.
When the car gets here now, you see how the place is crowded. When the car enter right now, you will see casualties. And the government will come and say he's donating money to the people to go and do what? To dead bodies, to do what with money? And so it is time they have to find a proper place. Market, defined markets in Accra, especially at Tiptoe Lane Circle.
It's a busy day here at Incruma Circle in Accra, where the Operation Clean Your Frontage initiative is ongoing. There are several volunteers involved in this initiative. This point was the exact spot I spoke to the traders, and also the pedestrians were just moving back and forth. But today, when you look behind, you can see some of their structures, but they are no longer here. Back then it's become free for vehicles to be able to ply or to use the road. It wasn't so previously. I can see also from a distance the Greater Accra Regional Minister. There is an army officer here, engaging the traders occupying this street, explaining to them about the need not to occupy the street. So even though earlier they had been ejected, it appears some of them had left their items there, including their desk or tables, but now they've been ordered to clear them all off from the street. So days back we were here to inspect the situation, and this point is occupied. This is the road, and it was occupied days back, but it isn't so any longer. When you look from a distance, you can see the regional minister right there. So he is leading the charge now, ensuring that the city, the central business district, becomes sanitized. So from a distance, you can see that someone on a motorcycle has just been arrested. His phone has been taken away from him. Many people coming up to observe exactly what is happening. No nonsense situation right here. If you want to then interrupt or disrupt whatever is happening, you are swiftly dealt with.
Ghanaians almost suffer my now so we go on building. Being an assemblyman on this area and also a chairman of the works, I am not aware of it. And to traders we should do the right thing. I am not here to resist of making Accra work, but I am here to resist on doing the wrong thing. Because
like we saw your people throw stones and break the.
No, I've not seen that one.
No, so look at it.
But why would you come and demolish a building? Why can you come and demolish a building?
Are you saying you are not informed? You're not.
I'm not informed.
From here, we are moving to Medina to also witness what the situation is there. Last time when we went there, we saw traders occupying the newly built footbridge there. Will the situation be the same, or by now they all would have been cleared? First, we'll let you know what we saw when we visited there days back, and then we bring to you what the situation is today, or now as we speak to you. Continue watching Community Watch here on Metro TV. Hey, most road to one. Saying that she's suffering from an illness.
And so meti how meti awiem di ode ne ma bedinti ya me ne nkwala bedinti se won mo be tro e no mo ye twa e be twa eni de ti la mo ye lo hu sanya go enya agro na me di di o bedinti wa ma unya bi.
We the Ghanaians to know that this footbridge is not for traders. It's only for those who want to use it. Sometimes you have to squeeze yourself because the trader is more than those who are working on it. So I don't feel comfortable when the traders are more on this bridge. So I will appeal to the Adenta Ministry so that they can know how to deal with the traders on this footbridge.
Now you can see a guard of the municipal assembly coming, wielding a cane. He's been walking to and fro, not to ensure that the vendors actually vacate. It isn't so. He moves to and fro, wielding cane, but not really working as expected. There is another Mokomeumba. There is yet another colleague coming. So the cap he's wearing bears the inscription Municipal Guard. Hello, welcome. So my name is Gabriel from Metro TV. Gabriel Niobodai Togbo, and you are Nanaya Omensa. Oh, okay. So you work with the assembly. Okay, what's your role specifically?
Yeah, we are here for sack those people who are selling the footbridge. So we came the afternoon. Now before we are going to start work and sack them. So we don't want them to sell on the footbridge.
Oh, okay, so you are here to ensure that they leave the pavement. Okay, so it's good that we are here in time so that we can observe the process as you ensure that the pavement is off the traders. So you are seeing a municipal guard. It's written boldly on his cap. The other colleague was wielding cane, and he mentioned that they are here to ensure that the pavement is off or is free of traders, and that this footbridge you see is meant for passers-by or for pedestrians. So they are here to start the work, and we are here to observe the process as it unfolds. So continue watching Community Watch right here on Metro TV as we observe the process. So we are with you here today. Thank you too.
The Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Korte and the Greater Accra Coordinating Council have vowed to bring this to an end. Today, we are here to find out from the traders how they feel about the move.
We are patiently waiting for the leaders to come and evacuate us. We do not have anywhere to go to. Until they renovate the promised land, we are not going anywhere.
It is not true there is space somewhere else. Our previous place, known as the Promised Land, is not spacious. Containers have filled the whole place. The market is always full. It is not true. Initially, we struggled to get space. Those of us who live in Medina never benefited from the Medina market, but rather those from Kumasi and Techiman.
But that time no, omo chichema Kumasi fo ebi firi Techiman e bae na mo na ya ye wo Medina ha mo se mutue no ya esenke benefit ya nya benefit.
That's the Boshe International Market. It's a stone throw away from the chaotic scenes here at Medina. The market, which was allocated to the traders in the area in 2018, has since been abandoned with just a few persons here. The traders prefer trading on walkways to selling in the market. It has now been taken over by squatters and alleged criminals.
The only solution that will cause them to go away is when the people are sacked from the streets. When I'm sacked from the streets, I have my shed already, so I come and put my wares in the shed, and therefore the squatter will not come again. That is the only solution that will save us all. So that's what we are pushing for, and we want the assembly to take over for us to make the market a good place. Because the squatters are criminals and they are disturbing the market women too. Before we come, someone has attacked someone, things have been stolen, someone has killed someone. They are living here doing recalcitrant things and which are not helping us at all. So the only solution is sacking the people from the street, and then they will come and take over their sheds, and then the squatters will also go away automatically.
At the moment, we are at the premises of...
Were to go out to officially let everyone know that enforcement begins today, from today. We piloted somewhere last week, and so we know that generally people are aware, but we also don't want to take the situation for granted. So we were out in all the communities, all our electoral areas, up to even the peri-urban areas of the municipality, just so we let everybody know that from today, full enforcement begins.
You still find people occupying shoulders of the road and then the pavement. Was there any enforcement towards that direction at all today?
Well, if you look at the Alaji Sedu road, over the period, we've demarcated areas that they don't go beyond, so that there will be free flow of traffic. That is being achieved. But we also have those who trade along those lines who end up dumping in the drains. And so part of the exercise that we did today was to do the enforcement around those areas. So those who trade along the drains had to stop their trading activities, to desilt the drains. Those who were not available, we issued summons to them, especially for the shops who are not opened. You'll find that notices have been pasted on your shop by the time you return, so that you appear before the assembly. So it was done concurrently. We did enforcement as well as doing the whole awareness creation as well.
So on the foot bridges being occupied by traders, sometimes we visit and we see some of the officers there. They tell us they are there to ensure that no one sells, but in their presence you could see that they are overwhelmed perhaps by the presence of the traders, and as of now the traders are there occupied the bridges and selling, creating perhaps difficulty to pedestrians. Has this come to your attention? Is it part of this exercise? What's being done?
Well, we've observed for some time now that the food bridges since its enforcement began for people to use. Traders have also taken advantage to do some trading activity over there. But it's something that we do regularly. We visit the place regularly. So part of the exercise we did today was to visit there. But it's a challenge that we are facing. You leave and then they come back. So for many of them, they carry their wares as if they are climbing the footbridge. So if no one is watching, then they stop to sell because they feel that people would also buy from them. So whilst we are doing enforcement on the traders not trading on the footbridges, we also admonish the general public that if that menace would cease totally, then even the buying on the footbridges would have to stop. If we stop buying, definitely they will stop selling. So it's a two-way thing, as we need everybody to play their part. But the enforcement still goes on. Like I said, we were there. We'll continue to do our part. The city guards are in charge, but then we also get the task force from the works department to assist from time to time so that the city guards are not too overwhelmed. So we will continue, and we believe that the consistency would eventually curb the situation. We have more than enough space to even occupy all the markets in Accra to a large extent. It's just the cooperation that we need. But majority of them, you realize that they will trade in the evenings when work has closed and they feel the assembly has closed. Then they parade their wares along the shoulders of the road within the market area, not the highway though, but within the market area, the roads within the markets. Otherwise, there's been arrangements, and then people are trading there. There's enough space for them. So the ones you've engaged will, when the city guards are there, they would not trade, but they will wait to trade when we've closed.
How do you take them off? You take them off, they go and they come, they go and they come. Until there's a proper place that is made for market for them, you cannot take them off.
You can see for yourselves that traders, by the grace of God, they have heeded to our call. I think you saw it for yourselves, that most of them have moved off the streets. That is all we seek. We are not out there to victimize anybody. We are not out there to beat anybody. If same has happened, my attention to be drawn to it. And obviously there will be a few excesses, but we hope and pray that our men who have been spoken to, they have been cautioned not to use violence in any way, shape or form. The rapid response team that will ensure strict adherence and compliance are currently on training. We hope and pray that all things being equal, by March, the first batch of about 1,500 or 2,000 will have passed out. Then we will deploy them to some of the places that we just drove through, and they'll be there to ensure that people don't sell on the streets. And then the trotros are also managed so they don't create unnecessary traffic.
I mean, the shop that they opened behind me, the Pedestrian shopping mall, that behind where it got burned at the GCB towers, it should be done properly. They should have a good structure there. I mean, raise the structure, build it, demarcate it nicely, give it to people who are doing business, not businessmen who come and rent it and re-rent it, and the people cannot rent, and so they will be forced to go to the roadside. So if it is properly structured, we can have a place. There's place in Accra. There's land, even Tiptoe, if they want to do a good demarcation, they can still find a place for them. It's all about planning.
Shops, place need to be designed to occur this business, because it's business that is growing. We started from 3310 and we have iPhone 13. That means it's going somewhere. And mobile phone is something like a generation business. It will never it just upgrade himself, but it's going. So the government also should tune their mindset on that side also, and I think something better can come out of it.